I can't see.
So you got it?
Yep.
Okay. Put it down.
Okay, hold on. So I'm in Anderson, South Carolina right now, and I'm not gonna say that I hate this place, but there definitely are some things that I hate about it. But of course, rather than just be negative Naldo, I'm also gonna share some things I love about Anderson, and we're gonna talk to locals and see what they think about the area. And there's one thing that I love that will be an absolute game changer for Anderson and completely transform the area forever. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video for that. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know if Anderson, South Carolina is the right place for you to move to next. I'm Renaldo the Realtor. Let's get into it. So the first thing I love about Anderson, South Carolina is of course Lake Hartwell. This is one of the largest lakes in the upstate and it borders Georgia. It's over 55,000 acres and serves as a venue for a number of major fishing tournaments. But if you don't like fishing, you're still in luck because it has a beach area where you could swim or do all your other water activities. There's also over 65 different campsites and a number of state parks. But most importantly, it's one of the most affordable lakes in the upstate where you can actually live with an average home price that is less than Lake Kiwi. So one thing I love about Anderson is that, of course, they have things to do downtown like ice skating, but I mean, Greenville has that, Spartanburg has that. So what's the real draw bringing people from those places down into Anderson? Well, you might not believe it, but it's actually Anderson's Farmers Market. It's one of the largest farmers markets in the upstate, and it features hundreds of local farmers who gather together to sell things like goat cheese, fudge, honey, and all sorts of homegrown goods. And it doesn't stop at the farmers market. Most local farmers also supply these main street businesses with fresh ingredients like yeast for the breweries and milk for the chocolatier behind me. And a lot of that support for local business happens at the Anderson Jockey Lot, which is 65 acres of shopping, 1,500 businesses where you can buy all sorts of products from home goods, books, technology. You can even buy a lawnmower that's self-driving, zero turn, fully organic, and does its own oil changes. But if you prefer more of the big box store and chain restaurant vibe, then you'll most likely end up on Clemson Boulevard. And that takes me to another thing I hate. On Clemson Boulevard, you're definitely gonna encounter traffic, especially during rush hour. So with a city of this size, you're used to zipping around everywhere you need to go pretty quickly. And Clemson Boulevard, it can make you wanna pull your hair out. So speaking of traffic, that brings us to the big thing I love about Anderson, the game changer. And that's that Anderson is most likely getting a high-speed rail. So the government has promised us that they're gonna put a high-speed rail going from Atlanta all the way up to Charlotte. Now, this is obviously gonna pass right through Anderson and create jobs, help the infrastructure, and make the whole area a lot more lively with all the connectivity. So I'm extremely excited about that because that's gonna transform the area for the better. And of course, if it doesn't happen, don't blame me, blame the politicians. You voted for them. So another thing I hate about Anderson, South Carolina is, well, look behind me. This is a generator over 100 years old. And that's because Anderson was actually the first city in the South to have unlimited electricity. So we've had electricity here for over 130 years, yet it's not that developed. It's not as big of a city as Greenville, doesn't have as many people, doesn't have as much going on. So even though it's got a head start, when you're driving through, you can definitely tell that it still has a long way to go. Yeah, fresh coat of paint, new trim. We'll have her open tomorrow.
It can be too quiet. I feel like it's still growing, so it's kind of trying to get its way up there. So it feels sort of like empty at times. It's on the quiet, which that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
But for young people, maybe not as much, because if you're looking for a place that is bustling and you want stuff going on, maybe not Anderson, because it's just getting its foot in the door right now.
But there's still a lot happening in Anderson. I feel like
there is.
all the downtown happenings and
Anderson is the last of everything.
Okay.
We get the last of everything. And I feel like more areas get it first.
In a small town, sometimes there's not as much to do on the weekends besides just walking downtown and shopping local. So I feel like that's definitely something to consider. Like if you are moving to Anderson and you're wanting something high pace, like lifestyle, lots of things to do, you're probably not going to find that in Anderson. You're probably going to have to go elsewhere. to do
Which
that.
the nice part about that too is that, I mean, if you go 30 minutes in any direction, there's something.
Yeah.
to
So there's
do.
like pros
So,
and cons, yeah?
Yeah.
So even though Anderson has historically had slower growth than Greenville, South Carolina, over the last 5 years, it has really taken off, making it a huge opportunity for investors and homeowners.
What I will say, Anderson is going through like growing pains because it's becoming so popular.
I really love it because it has a small town feel, but it's growing. So you have a lot of restaurants, stores, and activities. And
It's growing.
and the downtown area is really starting to grow a lot. Only the really downside is that it's growing so quickly that a lot of areas that were previously farmland that were so beautiful are now becoming lots of neighborhoods.
And that's another thing I love about Anderson is that it's one of the most affordable cities in the upstate. It has lower taxes than Greenville, lower overall cost of living than Greenville. And you can still find today a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house on a pretty big lot for under $300,000. And that's something that you can't get in a lot of places in the upstate. But of course, we'll check back in a year and see if that statement aged like milk. But does that affordability come at a price? Another thing I hate about Anderson is its reputation for safety. So niche.com gives Anderson a C- in the safety category, but they also have a recent survey on their site that shows that over 85% of Anderson residents feel safe in the city.
But also, it feels very safe in Anderson too.
Oh, okay.
We have an issue with the homeless from time to time, and the youth, like the crime. Is I guess fights at the football games.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really really great place.
So, is it true? Is it not true? Is it safe? Is it not safe? Listen, all I know is I've been here all day with a $20 bill hanging out of my pocket, and I haven't been robbed once. So I'm here with Caroline, Bella, Veronica, and Bailey. Still got it.
Yes.
How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
All right, good to hear. So, tell me about your experience in Anderson.
Oh my gosh, it's been it's been a lot of fun. I am from the big city of Chicago, so I love the small town feel here. I feel like there's a ton of friendly faces here. Everybody's kind of like a community, if
Yeah.
you will, which I really love the environment of. So I'm a fan.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I like the small town feel, and I just like that everyone here is very friendly, and it's a good environment. Yeah.
So, all of that was good stuff. We want to make sure we get to the truth. So, tell me the bad. What's wrong with this place?
What a loaded question.
Yeah, I'm definitely pointing you towards
Mhm,
anything.
I think maybe it's on the slower side. I think there's a lot of older couples or older families here, so people are kind of winding down a little bit.
Yeah.
It depends if that's not what you're looking for. Maybe that's it's not the place for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I would also have to agree with that. Like, I feel like it's still developing a lot, so I think it's in the process for sure, but it's still getting its start.
All right. Anything else you think somebody who's considering living here from faraway place and they're on the internet? What about Anderson? What do you think they should know?
It's a lot warmer than Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
For sure.
All the time.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of kind people. Like everyone I meet, even if they're like not from the university, everyone's so kind and
Yeah.
welcoming.
That's great. It is nicknamed the friendliest city in America.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, got that nickname in, I think it's 2000. All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm here with Mark. How you doing today, Mark?
Good, man. How are you?
All right, doing great. Thank you. So, Mark, tell me about your experience living in Anderson.
Okay. I've been here in Anderson. Well, first off, I'm originally from Alabama.
Okay.
But I've been here in Anderson, South Carolina since '07.
Okay.
And from my experience, it's been a great experience. It's kind of a small town, but it's a lot to do. It's very good restaurants. It's really good people around here.
Yeah.
Kind of a secret. That's good. Not too big, not too small. They're very about the community. They have a lot of events, parades. You should come down here in the downtown area for the block party.
Yeah.
My experience from year to year, in and year out, has been a great experience.
Okay, good. So overall, you recommend it if somebody's looking for a place to live, you would say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Right.
All right. So I'm here with Cathay. How are you, Cathay?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Great, great to hear. So tell me about your experience being in Anderson.
Well, Anderson is an amazing small town that is growing like crazy. I love the area, and a lot of people are moving here. So part of me doesn't want to tell you how wonderful it is because I like the charming feel of it, like
Yeah.
it is right now.
We don't want it to change too much.
I know.
Yeah.
That's selfish on my part.
So
Yeah.
what's something that's I guess a downside of being in Anderson?
Downside. I hope that they're able to keep that balance of nature and development.
Right. We don't want a concrete jungle.
Right.
We want a green jungle.
In a place where people can go home from work and relax and be peaceful, in nature and in town.
Okay, great.
So,
Is there anything else you think would be helpful for people to know who are out of state doing research, considering Anderson?
Oh, I don't know. Can't think of
good enough.
anything off the top of my head.
All right, that works for us. Well, thank you very much,
All
Cathay.
right. Thank you so
All right.
much. Y'all have a great day.
So I'm here with Courtney and Tatum. How are y'all today?
I'm doing good.
Good, that's what I like to hear.
Yes.
So tell me about your experience being in Anderson.
Yeah, I moved here 3 years ago to go to college, and I really don't plan on leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, Anderson is just a great town, and so there's a lot to offer here, even though it is small.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I also came to Anderson to go to school here and just decided to stay.
Yeah.
There's a great community here, fun little small town vibe, great school systems. We're actually both gonna be teaching in the area. So
Wow.
Yeah.
You are shaping the future.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, great school districts around here. Great churches, just a really great community. So
Okay.
Also, great businesses. Like I work at Marin and Main down the street. It's a boutique for women, and so like,
yeah, and I work at Common House, which is a coffee shop right down the road
okay.
over there. So
come get some coffee.
yep.
yeah, some more
25% off. I'm just joking. I threw that in there. So. All right. Well, anything else you think somebody from out of state should know before considering moving to Anderson? Is that pretty much it?
Honestly, I think that's pretty much it.
I think so.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now that you know what I love and hate about Anderson, South Carolina, you let me know what you think. I'm Renaldo the Realtor. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.